Friends, today we are going to dive into something that's close to my heart, something that I believe can change your life. We are going to talk about becoming the best. Not just good, not just great, but the absolute best in anything you set your mind to. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, the best. That's a mighty big claim. And you're right, it is. It's not just possible, it's within your reach. You have got the potential right there inside you. But potential isn't enough, is it? You have got to nurture it, grow it, and most importantly, you have got to act on it. So, get down to business. I'm going to share with you 5 ways, 5 powerful, life-changing ways to become the best in anything. Number 1, commit to lifelong learning. The first way to become the best at anything is to commit yourself to lifelong learning. Now, I'm not just talking about formal education, although that's important too. I'm talking about a hunger for knowledge that never stops. A curiosity that keeps you asking questions long after others have settled for the answers they've got. You see, the world is changing faster than ever before. What was cutting edge yesterday is old news today. If you're not learning, you're not just standing still, you're falling behind. It's as simple as that. So how do you become a lifelong learner? It starts with curiosity. Ask questions. Wonder why things are the way they are. Don't just accept what you're told. Dig deeper. Be like a child who keeps asking why, till they get to the root of things. Read books. Not just any books, but books that challenge you, but make you think. I have always said, the book you don't read won't help. So read widely and read often. Don't just stick to your field. Branch out. You would be amazed at how often solutions to problems in one area come from completely different fields. Listen to podcasts, watch educational videos, attend seminars and workshops. Seek out people who know more than you do and learn from them. Remember, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Don't just passively absorb information. Apply what you learn. Use it in your daily life. That's how you turn information into knowledge and knowledge into wisdom. I remember a young man who came to one of my seminars years ago. He was fresh out of college, eager to make his mark on the world. After the seminar, he came up to me and said, "Sir, I have learned more in these 3 days than I did in 4 years of college." Now, that's not a knock on college education, but it shows the power of focused, purposeful learning. This young man went on to build a successful business, and he still attends seminars and reads voraciously to this day. Why? Because he understands that learning isn't something that stops when you get a diploma. It's a lifelong journey. Remember, formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. So commit to learning something new every single day. It doesn't have to be big. Even small pieces of knowledge add up over time. Make it a habit. First thing in the morning, read something inspirational. During your lunch break, listen to an educational podcast. Before bed, reflect on what you have learned that day and how you can apply it tomorrow. The more you learn, the more you will unlearn. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering size and momentum as it goes. Before you know it, you will have a wealth of knowledge that sets you apart from the crowd. But don't stop there. Share what you learn with others. Teach it, because when you teach something, you learn it twice. Plus, you will be helping others along the way, and there's no better feeling than that. Now, some of you might be thinking, but I'm too busy to learn new things. Let me tell you something you're too busy not to. Learning isn't just about adding to your knowledge base. It's about staying relevant, staying sharp, staying ahead of the curve. Would you rather spend an hour a day learning and growing, or watch your skills become obsolete? Would you rather invest in yourself now, or struggle to catch up later? Remember, the best in any field, be it business, sports, arts, or science, are always learning, always growing. They're not content with what they know today. They're always looking to expand their knowledge, to sharpen their skills, to gain new insights. So commit to lifelong learning. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, because when you stop learning, you stop growing, and when you stop growing, you start dying. Don't let that happen to you. Keep that fire of curiosity burning bright. Keep asking questions. Keep seeking knowledge. And remember, it's not about how much you know. It's about how much you grow. So grow a little every day. Learn a little every day. And watch as you transform into the best version of yourself. Number 2, set clear, specific goals. The second way to become the best at anything is to set clear, specific goals. Now, I'm not talking about vague wishes or general ideas. I'm talking about concrete, measurable objectives that you can work towards every single day. Without a clear destination, any road will take you there. But if you want to be the best, you need to know exactly where you're going and how you're going to get there. It's like setting out on a journey. You wouldn't just start driving without knowing where you're going, would you? Of course not. You would have a destination in mind and probably a map to guide you. Well, your goals are your destination, and your plan to achieve them is your map. Start by dreaming big. What do you really want to achieve? Don't limit yourself. Remember, the size of your success is determined by the size of your belief. So believe big. Think about what you would do if you knew you couldn't fail. That's where your goals should start. But don't stop at dreaming. Turn those dreams into goals. Write them down. There's magic in putting pen to paper. It makes your goals real, tangible. It takes them out of the realm of wishful thinking and into the world of possibility. Be specific. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, say, I want to increase my income by 50% in the next 12 months. Instead of, I want to get in shape, say, I want to run a marathon in under 4 hours by this time next year. The more specific you are, the easier it is to create a plan to achieve your goal. Set deadlines. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. Deadlines create urgency, and urgency spurs action. When you have a deadline, you're much more likely to take the steps necessary to achieve your goal. Break your big goals down into smaller, manageable tasks. What can you do this month, this week, today, to move closer to your goal? This is how you turn overwhelming objectives into achievable steps. It's like eating an elephant. You do it one bite at a time. Now, here's where most people go wrong. They set their goals and then they forget about them. Don't make that mistake. Review your goals regularly. I recommend daily. Keep them in front of you. Make them a part of your everyday life. I once met a woman who had a dream of owning her own business, but for years it was just that, a dream. One day she decided to get serious. She wrote down her goal, opened a successful bakery within 2 years. She broke it down into steps. Research the market, develop unique recipes, find a location, secure financing, and so on. She set deadlines for each step. And every single day, she did something, no matter how small. 2 years later, almost to the day, she opened her bakery. Today, it's one of the most popular spots in town. That's the power of clear, specific goals. Goals aren't set in stone. As you grow and learn, your goals might change. That's okay. The important thing is to always have a target to aim for. Be flexible, but stay focused. And don't forget to celebrate your progress along the way. Each small victory is a step towards becoming the best. Acknowledge it, savor it, let it fuel you for the next challenge. Too often, we are so focused on the destination that we forget to enjoy the journey. Don't make that mistake. Remember, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So set those goals, work towards them every day, and watch as you transform into the best version of yourself. Now, some of you might be thinking, but what if I fail? What if I don't reach my goals? Well, let me tell you something. The only real failure is not setting goals to begin with. Because even if you don't quite reach your goal, you will be far ahead of where you would have been without it. If you set a goal to increase your income by 50% and you only manage 30%, Are you really a failure? Of course not. You're 30% better off than you were before. The goal pushed you to achieve more than you would have otherwise. So don't be afraid to set big, audacious goals. Don't let fear of failure hold you back, because in the end, it's better to aim high and fall short than to aim low and hit the mark. And remember, your goals are personal. They're not about impressing others or living up to someone else's expectations. They're about becoming the best version of yourself. So make them meaningful to you. Make them exciting. Make them worth fighting for. Because when you have clear, specific goals that truly matter to you, you will find a level of motivation and determination you ever knew you had. You will push through obstacles. You will overcome setbacks. You will do whatever it takes to turn those goals into reality. So take some time right now. Think about what you really want to achieve. Write it down, make it specific, set a deadline, and then take that first step towards making it happen. Because remember, a year from now, you will wish you had started. Number 3, develop unwavering discipline. The third way to become the best at anything is to develop unwavering discipline. Now, I know discipline isn't the most exciting word. It doesn't have the glamour of success or the allure of wealth. But let me tell you something. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's the secret ingredient that turns dreams into reality. Setting goals is easy. Anyone can do that. But it's the discipline to work towards those goals day in and day out. Rain or shine, mood or no mood, that's what separates the best from the rest. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up early to hit the gym when you would rather stay in bed. It's staying late at the office to finish a project when your friends are out having fun. It's saying no to instant gratification for long-term success. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. Far from it. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But you've got to start exercising it, and like any exercise, it might be uncomfortable at first. You might want to quit. But if you push through that initial discomfort, you will find that it gets easier. And the results, they're worth every ounce of effort. Start small. Set a daily routine and stick to it. Maybe it's waking up at 5 a.m. every day, or reading for an hour before bed, or making 10 sales calls before lunch. Whatever it is, commit to it. No excuses. I once knew a man who wanted to write a book. He had the idea, he had the talent, but he just couldn't seem to find the time. Sound familiar? We've all been there. So I told him, make an appointment with yourself. Every day from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., you're going to write. No phone, no email, no distractions. Just you and your writing. At first, he struggled. Some mornings, he'd stare at a blank page for the whole hour. But he stuck with it, day after day, week after week. And you know what? After 6 months, he had a finished manuscript. That's the power of discipline. Discipline. It's not just about forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do. It's about creating habits that align with your goals. It's about making the right choices automatic. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's how we choose to use those hours that makes the difference. And with discipline, you're choosing to use your time in ways that move you closer to your goals. Now, I'm not saying you need to be perfect. We all have off days. But the key is consistency. If you mess up one day, get right back on track the next. Don't let one slip up derail your entire journey. And remember, discipline isn't just about work. It's about balance. Have the discipline to take care of your health, to nurture your relationships, to feed your mind with positive thoughts and your soul with gratitude. Discipline is what turns potential into reality. It's what transforms dreams into achievements. It's the secret weapon of the successful. But something important to understand, discipline isn't about punishment, it's about freedom, real freedom. Because when you have discipline, you're in control. You're not at the mercy of your moods or your circumstances. You're the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. When you have the discipline to manage your time effectively, you have the freedom to pursue your passions. When you have the discipline to manage your money wisely, you have the freedom to make choices about your life. When you have the discipline to take care of your health, you have the freedom to enjoy life to its fullest. So start today. Choose one area of your life where you need more discipline. Maybe it's your health, your work, your relationships. Pick one thing you're going to do consistently no matter what, and then do it every single day. At first, it might feel like a chore. You might have to force yourself, but stick with it, because here's the amazing thing about discipline. It becomes a habit. And once it's a habit, it doesn't take effort anymore. It becomes automatic. It becomes who you are. And when discipline becomes who you are, success becomes inevitable. Because success isn't about doing extraordinary things. It's about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. It's about showing up day after day and putting in the work. Remember, we don't get better on accident. We get better on purpose. And discipline is how we make that purpose a reality. So develop that unwavering discipline. Make it your superpower. Because with discipline, there's no limit to what you can achieve. With discipline, you can truly become the best at anything you set your mind to. Number 4, embrace failure as a teacher. The fourth way to become the best at anything is to embrace failure as a teacher. Now, I know what you're thinking. Failure. I thought we were talking about success. And we are, because the road to success is paved with failure. In fact, I'd go so far as to say that failure isn't just a part of success. It's a prerequisite for it. Too many people see failure as the opposite of success, but it's not. Failure is a stepping stone to success. It's a learning opportunity. It's feedback. In fact, I go so far as to say that if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. You're not pushing your boundaries. You're not growing. Every great success story is also a story of failure. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. When asked about it, he said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of a winner. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no good ideas. Can you imagine? The man who went on to create Mickey Mouse and build an entertainment empire was once told he lacked imagination. But he didn't let that failure define him. He used it as fuel. Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. But instead of giving up, he practiced harder than ever. He used that failure as motivation to become better. But what sets these people apart? They didn't let failure stop them. They learned from it. They used it as fuel. They understood that failure is not the end. It's a new beginning. Now, I'm not saying failure feels good. It doesn't. It can be painful, embarrassing, discouraging. But it's also an incredible teacher if you're willing to learn. When you fail, ask yourself, what went wrong? What could I have done differently? What can I learn from this? These questions turn failure from a roadblock into a stepping stone. They transform setbacks into setups for comebacks. I remember a young entrepreneur who came to me after his first business failed. He was devastated, ready to throw in the towel and go back to a 9-to-5 job. But instead of letting him wallow in self-pity, we sat down and analyzed what went wrong. We found that his product was good, but his marketing was weak. He hadn't done enough market research. He'd underestimated his costs. These were painful lessons, but valuable ones. And you know what? His next business was a success because he didn't just fail, he failed forward. He used those lessons to do better the next time. Now, a key point, don't wait for failure to come to you. Seek it out. Take risks, try new things, push your boundaries, because that's where growth happens. That's where innovation occurs. That's where you find your true potential. Too many people play it safe. They stick to what they know, what they're comfortable with, and sure, they might avoid failure. but they also avoid greatness. They miss out on the exhilaration of pushing past their limits, of discovering what they're truly capable of. The best in any field are those who are willing to fail. They're the ones who take the shot, even when they might miss. They're the ones who speak up, even when they might be wrong. They're the ones who launch the product, even when it might flop. They don't just fail and move on. They fail and learn. They fail and improve. They fail and try again, but better. And each time they fail, they get a little bit stronger, a little bit closer to success. So change your relationship with failure. Don't fear it, don't avoid it, embrace it, learn from it, use it. Make it your ally on your journey to becoming the best. Keep a failure journal. Write down your failures, big and small. But don't stop there. Write down what you learned from each one, what you will do differently next time. This isn't an exercise in self-flagellation. It's a tool for growth, a record of your journey. Share your failures with others. It's not just therapeutic, it's instructive. Your failures might help someone else avoid the same mistakes. Plus, when you share your failures, you take away their power to shame you. You turn them into stories of resilience, of perseverance. And most importantly, don't let failure define you. You are not your failures. You are your response to those failures. You are your resilience, your determination, your willingness to get back up and try again. Remember, every master was once a disaster. Every expert was once a beginner. The difference is that they kept going. They learned from their failures. They used them as stepping stones to success. Now, some of you might be thinking, but what if I fail so badly that I can't recover? Let me tell you something. That kind of failure is rare. More often than not, failure feels worse than it actually is. It's our fear of failure, not failure itself. That holds us back. What's the worst that could happen if you fail? You might lose some money. You might face some embarrassment. You might have to start over. But are any of these things truly catastrophic? Are they worth giving up on your dreams for? On the other hand, what's the best that could happen? If you embrace failure and keep pushing forward, you might achieve your wildest dreams. You might make a difference in the world. You might become the best version of yourself. So fail. Fail often. Fail forward, because that's how you become the best. Number 5, surround yourself with excellence. The 5th and final way to become the best at anything is to surround yourself with excellence. You have heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's true. Your environment shapes you more than you might realize. The people around you influence your thoughts, your actions, your ambitions. They set the bar for what's normal, for what's expected. So if you want to be the best, you need to surround yourself with the best. Now, I'm not saying you should ditch all your friends and family, but you should be intentional about who you spend your time with and what kind of influence they have on you. Are the people around you lifting you up or holding you back? Are they challenging you to grow or enabling you to stay stagnant? Seek out people who inspire you, people who challenge you, people who are where you want to be. These are the people who will push you to grow, who will support your dreams, who will hold you accountable. I remember a young salesman who was struggling to meet his targets. He was working hard, but he just couldn't seem to break through. So I asked him, who are the top performers in your company? Do you know them? Do you talk to them? He shook his head. He'd always been too inundated to approach them. So I challenged him to change that. I told him to invite the top salesperson to lunch, to ask for advice, to observe their methods. And you know what? It changed everything. He learned new techniques. He gained confidence. He raised his standards. And within 6 months, he was one of the top performers himself. That's the power of surrounding yourself with excellence. It rubs off on you. It elevates you. But it's not just about people. It's about your entire environment. The books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the shows you watch, all of these shape your mindset and your standards. So fill your mind with excellence. Read biographies of great achievers. Listen to interviews with experts in your field. Watch documentaries about breakthroughs and innovations. Immerse yourself in greatness, and you will find greatness starting to emerge in you. And don't just consume. Engage, join professional associations, attend conferences, participate in workshops. These are opportunities to learn, to network, to immerse yourself in a culture of excellence. Now, something important, being around excellence can be uncomfortable. It can make you feel inadequate. It can highlight the gap between where you are and where you want to be. But that discomfort is good. It's a sign of growth. It's pushing you out of your comfort zone. And that's where real progress happens. Remember, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Always be looking for ways to level up your environment. Seek out mentors. Join mastermind groups. Surround yourself with people who make you feel like you need to up your game. And here's a secret. You don't always need direct access to achieve this. In today's world, you can surround yourself with excellence virtually. Follow thought leaders on social media. Join online communities of high achievers. Take online courses taught by experts. But don't just be a passive observer. Engage, ask questions, share your thoughts, contribute, because that's how you become part of that community of excellence. That's how you start to see yourself as one of them, rather than an outsider looking in. Now, as you surround yourself with excellence, something amazing happens. You start to internalize higher standards. What once seemed impossible starts to seem achievable. Your vision of what's possible expands. You start to believe in yourself in a way you never have before. And it's not just about skills or knowledge, it's about mindset. When you're around people who are constantly growing, constantly pushing boundaries, it becomes normal. It becomes expected, and you start to do the same. As you grow, as you improve, don't forget to be that person for someone else. Be the excellence that others want to surround themselves with. Share your knowledge, offer support, inspire others. Because true excellence isn't just about personal achievement. It's about lifting others up. It's about creating a rising tide that lifts all boats. So take a look around you. Are you surrounded by people who push you to be your best? Are you in an environment that fosters growth and excellence? If not, it's time to make a change. It's time to seek out those who will challenge you, inspire you, and push you to become the best version of yourself. Now bring it all together. We've talked about 5 powerful ways to become the best at anything. Committing to lifelong learning, setting clear and specific goals, developing unwavering discipline, embracing failure as a teacher, and surrounding yourself with excellence. These aren't just nice ideas. They're not just motivational fluff. These are proven principles that have been used by the most successful people in every field. They're the common thread that runs through every great achievement, every breakthrough, every moment of excellence. Knowing these principles isn't enough. You have got to apply them. You have got to live them. You have got to make them a part of who you are. Start with learning. Make a commitment right now to learn something new every day. It doesn't have to be big. Read an article, watch a video, have a conversation with someone who knows something you don't. Just make sure you're always growing, always expanding your knowledge and skills. Then set your goals. What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to be in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years? Write it down, make it specific, give it a deadline, and then break it down into smaller steps that you can work on every day. Develop that unwavering discipline. Create routines and habits that support your goals. Do the things you need to do whether you feel like it or not. Remember, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. Embrace failure. Don't shy away from it. Don't let it discourage you. Learn from it. Use it as feedback. Let it make you stronger, more resilient, more determined. And surround yourself with excellence. Seek out people and environments that will challenge you, inspire you, and push you to be your best. Be intentional about who and what you allow to influence you. Remember, becoming the best isn't about being perfect. It's not about never making mistakes. It's about constant growth. It's about pushing your limits. It's about being a little bit better today than you were yesterday, and a little bit better tomorrow than you are today. It's not going to be easy. There will be challenges. There will be setbacks. There will be days when you want to give up. But that's okay. That's part of the journey. That's what makes the destination worth reaching. So embrace the challenge. Embrace the struggle. Embrace the journey of becoming the best. Because in the end, it's not just about what you achieve. It's about who you become in the process. You have greatness within you. You have the potential to be the best at whatever you choose to do. But potential isn't enough. You have got to act on it. You have got to nurture it. You have got to do the work. So start today. Start now. Take that first step towards becoming the best version of yourself. Learn something new. Set a goal. Develop a new habit. Face a fear. Seek out someone who inspires you. And remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that step, and then another, and another. Keep moving forward. Keep pushing yourself. Keep striving for excellence. Because you are capable of amazing things. You have the power to shape your destiny. You have what it takes to become the best. So go out there and make it happen. Commit to lifelong learning. Set those clear, specific goals. Develop that unwavering discipline. Embrace failure as your teacher. Surround yourself with excellence. And watch as you transform into the best version of yourself. Watch as you achieve things you never thought possible. Watch as you become the best at whatever you choose to do.